guys, it's Kristi. Welcome back. We are here for our strength training full body today on the reformer using hand weights in addition. You want one heavy and one medium spring. We're just going to do a short little warm up and then we're going to pop right into it today. So come onto your knees facing back against the risers. Your knees are against the shoulder rest here. Just hold on around the outside of your loops and we're going to pull the arms straight down at your sides as you lift the hips up. Tuck your tail here, spread your chest nice and open and connect your ribs to your hips. So just kind of making those connections to start. And then the next thing we do, believe it or not, is going to be lunges and single leg Romanian deadlifts. So we're kind of popping right away into today. So important to just warm up the glutes, open the fronts of the hips. As you come up here, tuck your tail, spread the chest, but don't pop open in the ribs. Make sense? So you're not back bending. And you want to make sure that the tops of the shoulders are soft. Pull your fists down towards the floor. And we'll just go 4 more. Lifting up and down. And up and down. Good for 2. And down. And 1. And all the way down. Go ahead and hang the straps up. You're going to step it off to the right side of your reformer and take your one heavy spring off, okay? So you're left with only one light spring. You're then going to stand it up, grab hold of the loop that's closest to you. So I've got my reformer to my left if that wasn't clear. And I'm going to be using my one heavier weight. I'm going to thread it through the loop like so and just get that to the center of the weight. So I will obviously be holding onto my weight on either edge. And then you're going to stand to the side of your reformer but face your riser. So I hopefully positioned the camera so you guys can see this. I am not standing parallel to the carriage. I'm standing a little bit here at an angle. All right, so we're going to take your inside leg. You're going to step it back behind you. Drop down into a lunge. That back knee is underneath your shoulder, or your whole shoulder, well, shoulder and hip. And then you're going to row the elbows wide, pulling the weight towards the chest. Reach the arms down towards that front knee. And from here, we're going to kick the back leg up behind us as we come lean the weight up and over that front leg. Now you have an option today. You can come into a Romanian deadlift, which is a small bend, of this right knee, or you can come into a stiff leg deadlift with your right leg completely straight. Then you'll bend, plant the left foot behind you, lunge it down, and pull. That's where we're going. The further back you step, the more tension you're going to have from your reformer. So you decide where you want to be. And then let's take this for 10 total, okay? So reaching down towards the front of that shin, keep the weight in close to you, kicking it back. And then lunge and row. We'll call that 2. Good. Find your balance. That's it. Square your hips as you lean up and over. Lunge down. Go with your breath, guys. That's it. And 4. Good. And 5. Whoop. And I say go with your breath. Don't necessarily coordinate perfectly with me because this is a lot of balance. So you might be a little more fluid than I am. Down and up and over. 7. Down for 8. And up and over. Good. Down for 9. Woo! Feeling the work of this week already. Down for 10. And up and over. And then stand it all the way up. Shake that out. All right, what you're gonna do here is you can keep that one medium spring. I'm gonna try it, but possibly drop down to one extra light spring. Turn to face your reformer. This is gonna be a sumo squat, so your legs are gonna go wider than your hips. The weight is still in the loop of the carriage and you're going to squat it down and then lift up overhead. So that's where I'm gonna change to my lightest spring because that overhead press is quite difficult to do at full extension and you want to try to get it up there. If you don't have an extra light spring, then you're just gonna come here, okay? You do what you can, all right? Find the tension of that carriage, and here we go. We lower down, lift up for 10. Down, lift up for 9. Down, lift up for 8. Really squeeze the glutes at the top. Fully extend the legs for 7. And 6. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. All the way down. Close your carriage, face your riser, and then take the weight out. All right, put your weight down onto your carriage. We're still on this side. Bring the loop into the right foot, okay? You can get your toe on the floor. Once you're there, if you're really unsteady in this position, you can always put your box, stand it up lengthwise on the floor, have it next to you here. If you want to incorporate your weight, you're gonna pick it back up, hold it in tight to your chest. If you want to have both of them, you can hold them both at your sides. I'm going to come here. I want you to sit back into your left hip and left heel, and then pick the right foot up off the floor, and we're going to kick it back and bend in. Flex that right foot so you're kicking back through your heel, kick and bend. I'm still on that extra light spring. It actually helps with balance. A little heavier if you're on a medium spring. It's even harder for balance just because of the amount of tension. So if that's where you're at, again, you might really use that box. Let's count down from 5 and 4. Really extend that right leg behind you, guys, for 3 and 2 and 1. Bring it in, bring your toes down onto the floor, weight onto the carriage, carefully close the carriage, and hang your loop up. All right, we're gonna take it around to the other side. I switched back to my one medium spring since that's what I was using first on this side. Go ahead and find where your feet plant just to get that carriage off the stopper. So make sure it's off the stopper, right? And then it's your right leg that's gonna step back behind you, drop down into a lunge, make sure the front knee is not forward of the ankle, pull wide elbows, weight comes to chest, reach your weight down towards your front knee, right in front of that front shin, and then lever up and over as you kick the back leg straight behind you, keep the hips square to the floor, lunge it down, row, that's 1. Good. That's 2. Nice and steady. Good. That's 3. Again, go with your breath. That's 4. That's 5. Halfway through, guys. Slow and controlled. This is 6. Good. Keep that back nice and flat. 7. Again, hips squared. Don't let that left hip try and twist around and forward. Keep pulling it back as you lean over. Whew, that was 8. This is 9, I think. I feel like I skipped one. And this is 10, and stand it all the way up. Keeping that loop around the weight, turn to face your carriage. Oops, I've got to just change my spring really quick. So if you have the ability to change to a lighter spring, you can just get that full range. Come to think of it, this is almost more like a really wide plie than a sumo squat because it's pretty wide. All right, hold the weight just in front of your sternum. You're gonna squat it down and lift up and down and up for 2. Keep pulling your core in. Up for 3. Down, up for 4. Down, up for 5. Down, up for 6. Down, up for 7. Down, up for 8. Down, up for 9. One more. Up for 10. Whew. Bring it all the way in. Close your carriage. Take the weight out, put it down so that you can get this loop around your left foot. So into the left foot, toes on the floor, open your carriage, holding on to this weight or both of them if you prefer. Sit it back into that right hip, a little bend of the right knee, and here we go. We press that left leg straight behind us. Holding this weight in tight into your chest or close to your hips if you're holding a weight in each hand. Good. Push back through that left heel. Woo! If you lose your balance, you can always toe tap behind you. Counting down from 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. You're almost there, guys. And 1. Woo! And bring it all the way in and down. Go ahead and take that off of your foot. Now is when you need to go get your box. So you're gonna get your box, you're gonna put it in the long direction on the floor, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Right. Here's where you wanna position your long box. So you'll notice that I've levered it forward, like beyond the reformer, just because if you're to position it and line it up with the edge of the reformer here, then you're gonna be pushing back even farther on your carriage and you'll have more spring tension. So totally depends on what you want. I have gone back up to 1 medium spring. If you are shorter and lighter than me, you probably want to hang out with that 1 medium spring. If you are strong in your plank position and you want that challenge in your shoulders, then you can notch up to 1 heavy spring, okay? But know that the lighter springs aren't necessarily easier. It's going to be more focused on your core, okay? A little bit less on the shoulders. So it just switches the focus more than anything. All right, guys, you're going to have that one weight, whether it's heavy or light, you choose. You're going to plant your hands down. Notice again, I'm a little bit at an angle, so I'm not parallel. Hands down onto the box here. Get your toes underneath you. Your feet will be a little bit apart, and press all the way out into a plank position. You're going to twist, okay, and come into a little bit of a side plank. Hold onto your weight with your left arm. You're going to bend the elbows in and lift the weight up towards the ceiling, and then reach it down for the box as you send the legs away for 8. That's it. And 7. And 6. And 5. You've got it. You can do it without the weight, remember. 4. It's challenging enough as it is. For 3. And 2. And 1. Put the weight down, both hands down. Here we go. Just knees in and out for 8. And 7. And 6. And 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Bend the knees in, set them down. Let's go around to the other side. All right, you ready? We're on the other side. Hopefully I gave you enough time to get yourself set up and just get the box moved over here. First, leave your weight like right in the center between your 2 hands. Tuck your toes under. Here we go. We press it out. You're gonna swivel first into that side plank. Hold on to your weight with your right hand. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling as the knees bend in for 8. Touch down to the box and straighten away. Good for 7. You've got it. We've already done it on one side. For 6. And 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Bring both hands down. Come into your regular plank. Here we go. Little knee tucks for 8 and 7. Pull your core in for 6 and 5. Plank is really full body. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Bring your knees down and let your carriage close. Whew. Oh my goodness, got hot on that one. All right, here is where, should you choose to continue with weights, you want to have your lighter set. Bring it up close to you. You can even keep the box there. Put on 1 heavy spring. Take your 1 medium spring off. Your feet go back against your shoulder rests. Knees line up with the feet, so make sure they're not closer in than your feet are apart. Reach behind you and grab on to loops or handles. Grab your light weights, should you choose. This is our start position. We're gonna be lifting those hips up similar to how we started with our warm-up, and we're gonna press the arms straight forward in a chest press. Take an inhale, exhale, lift the hips, tuck the tail, pull the belly back, and then sit it back as you bring those weights right in front of your armpits. We're gonna go for 8 and back, 7, back, 6, back, 5, back, 4, back, 3, back, 2, back, last one, all the way in. Whew. You're gonna switch your grip on those weights so that your palms are facing up, thumbs are facing out. Then get your left toes back behind you on the flat headrest, hopefully yours is flat, and your right foot in front of you. You're in a lunge position here. We're gonna stand it up in this lunge. You wanna make sure that your feet are hip width apart so your stance is not too narrow. Elbows are soft behind you, and you're gonna have a little bicep curl as you come to the top. Lift slowly, curl, pulling the weights to the front of the shoulders, straighten into both legs, and then as we let the arms down, we slowly lower to a hover. Then we stand all the way back up, and we go for 8, and down, and 7, and down, and 6, and down, and 5, and down, and 4, and down, for 3, that's it, 2 more, and 1 more. Bring it all the way down, let your knee come down. You have 2 options. You can stay with your knee down here, or you can bring it into a hover. Those are your options for your legs. For your arms, you keep the weights here, and you're gonna lift up and around, and reach back behind you, or if it's too much, we'll do 6, okay? I'm actually going to do it without the weights. Here we go, you choose your position, here we go. Up, if you can come up to ears, great. Think of like doing a butterfly stroke in the water almost. That beginning of that butterfly, how they come really around and forward. Go for 4, squeeze your back glute for 5, pull your abs in, 6, woo, and bring it all the way in. You're gonna switch which leg is forward, which leg is back. I'm sort of laughing to myself because literally I imagined myself in a hovered position for that, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe not. Okay, I too have many progressions that I am working on. Okay, so let's just switch your feet here, okay? Really make sure this left hip is pulling back, so it shouldn't be like this, guys. Square those hips. When you're ready, you're gonna stand it up carefully into your lunge, bicep curl, same thing for 8. And down, and 7, and down, and 6. Just fix your gaze on something that's not moving in the room. 5, and down, that'll help your balance. 4, down, 3, down, 2, lower, 1 more, lower it all the way down. Pick what you're choosing. If it's knee down, knee hovering, weights or no weights, and we go for 6. Around and back. I'm trying it on for weights on this side. 2, good. Pull your left hip back, squeeze your right glute. 3, good. And 4, only 2 more. 5, that's it. Last one, 6. Oh, good job, you guys. All right, bring those weights out of those loops. Whew. Okay, we're literally almost there, you guys. You've got 2 options for this next exercise, which is really the last one that I have planned for us. So letting you know that, let's actually go bottom position of the foot bar. You can choose to use your lighter set of weights for this, or you can do this with no weights at all. But please don't use your heavier set because we're going to be working the shoulder at its end range, and so you never want to work with heavy weights when a joint is in its end range, okay? It's okay if you're close into the body, but if you're way out here, which is where we're going, do not weight that unless it's a very lightweight, okay? Let's stay with that one heavy spring only. Again, if you want to use your weights, you can just kind of like have them here on the platform, something like that. Hands onto the foot bar. We're coming into a plank position. Your feet are going to be hip width apart. Go ahead and pop up onto those feet and send your legs all the way out. Just here, do not have your feet against the shoulder rest, as that will actually impede your movement here. Let's just think of sliding those sit bones down towards the backs of your knees, pulling your belly button back. I want you to walk your hands in slightly from the shoulders. So they're more narrow than you're used to, okay? This is actually to give us a little bit of an advantage. You're gonna reach the left arm long by the ear, straight overhead. Try not to shift too much, the weight behind you. You'll feel that in your hips. And then bring that hand down. Then the right arm. Here's where you add the weight if you want. Okay, I find this very challenging enough without the weight, but you choose. Everyone's different. Up and down. Just working through the arms right now, and then we will add the arm and opposite leg lift. Good. Hold the left arm here, and then lift the right leg if you're ready for it. Doesn't need to be high. You're reaching back through the heel, forward through the fingertips, square your hips, hand down, foot down. Stabilize first. Reach your right arm long, and then the left leg. Reach through the heel, square the hips, hold it. It's hard to hold. All right, hand down, foot down. One more each side. Left arm up, right leg back, and bring it down. Right arm up, left leg back, and bring it down. Come down onto your knees softly, close your carriage, and sit it back. Whew. Oh my goodness, that was great upper back work, right? I hope you felt that. You could easily do more of those if you want, but I just realized we have enough time. I'm gonna throw in one more exercise, mostly focused on core, though it is entirely full body, that said. So for this, we're going to pop that foot bar into the middle position for everyone, okay? Remove your weights just so you have your platform free. Stay on this one medium spring. You can actually just kind of turn around on your knees here. Facing back, bring your hands onto the top of your shoulder rest. Modification for this is hands are going to be on to the carriage, feet are going to be back on the platform as opposed to up on the foot bar. Okay, you could even keep your hands here and have your feet here. That will actually ease hip, the hands being a little bit higher than the feet, and you'll go through the same motions with us. All right, starting from here, stand your feet upright to the center of your carriage. Remember, it moves, so stand into the middle and it won't open on you. We're going to take it into our plank. So bring one foot onto the foot bar, press all the way out, straightening into that leg. I want you to broaden the chest here, so as soon as you send this second leg back to join the first, you're nice and long and straight in your plank position. Here we go, sending that leg back. Good, tucking the tail, drawing the core up and in. Ribs are tight, chest is open. We're gonna take the right knee, pull it underneath us, kick the leg straight back. Now bring the leg straight down to the side outside the frame, sweep it back and up, and put it onto the bar. Left knee under, kick straight back, bring it down to the side, kick straight back, and to the bar. Here we go, right knee under, kick back, sweep to the side, sweep back and down. Left knee, kick back, sweep side, up and down. Right knee, kick back, sweep side, lift up and down. Left knee, kick back, sweep side, lift up, foot down, bring the knee in, let it come all the way to the carriage, and then close it all the way in. Sit back onto your heels. Just do a couple circles with your arms, opening up, woo, that chest. All right, guys, good job. Bravo you did great.
Thanks for moving with me, you guys. If you liked this workout, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you get a notification each time I upload a new video. Come over to my website at goneadventuring.com if you're interested in more full-length workouts or live classes each week. Join us. Let's do this together at any time from anywhere. I'll see you soon.